Yes, like that was like the first time. That was the first time.
Yo.
I was just like dead into a game, and I was like, oh my god, I think I might die. That's right.
Hey YouTube, this is Majestic Lion with my friend Unjust right now.
What's going on, y'all?
We're gonna talk about some games today. Basically the question I wanna state right now is, what was the first game that you played that got you into gaming?
Ooh.
So, you know, let's talk about that.
Yeah, that's a toughie though. I mean, that's been years, man.
I don't know. I think I can remember, like, so technically, the first game I played was Mortal Kombat.
Okay.
And I used to watch my dad play it all the time. It was that and Metal Gear. But I was like more interested in Mortal Kombat.
Definitely. I mean,
so
violence, gore, stress relief. I got you.
So wasn't really what got me into gaming. The game that got me into gaming was Final Fantasy IX.
Okay.
That was just an amazing like experience the first time I got it. It was a series of events that led me to that.
Okay.
So I got a PlayStation on Christmas from my dad, and he gave me a game. Didn't know the game needed a memory card, whatever. PlayStation 1. Brought it home because I had called my mom like before I came home from my dad's house that I got PlayStation. I was just so excited, and I came home. And she had a game waiting for me. It was Final Fantasy IX. Don't know what this is. Never heard of Final Fantasy before. And didn't get to play it that day. Had to go to school.
Had
to go to school. And my friend Dante, so for some odd reason, he was giving away a memory card. He was trying to sell it.
Random.
And like, yeah, right?
Random as hell.
Super random. And I go and
I feel like
he's
your
like
parents
outside.
don't know. Wait, I feel like your parents went in on this with Dante, and just didn't tell you. It's like, all right, we're gonna give him this, and then tell him he can't touch it because he needs a memory card. And then when he gets to school, we're gonna give his best friend the memory card, and it's like, oh my god, it all comes together.
That's
so happy.
very elaborate for a 10-year-old. To give to a 10-year-old.
To give to a 10-year-old, sure, but for the parents who were probably drinking Christmas Eve and thought this might be really funny.
It could have been. I just know he was trying to sell it for $5.
Exactly.
And then I came in, and he said, since we're friends, I give it to you for a quarter. So I got a quarter, and I had the game. And I had the memory card. Sorry. Came home, played the game. Found out I needed a memory card to play it. Obviously. But just to get into it, the opening scene was amazing.
Okay.
It just goes into this castle like area. The city looks amazing, airships and everything, and you just see the princess who's sitting in her room come out and look, and it pans out to this like incredible scene to me. Like at the time, this is still PlayStation 1, but at the time it was beautiful. I loved it. It goes down next to me playing with this guy with a monkey tail.
That explains so much. We're gonna let that go.
And the first thing is like naming your character, then you just get into this battle with this guy in a dragon head. And I laugh because I'm like, this isn't a monster, it's just a guy with a helmet on. It looks like a dragon.
Okay.
And after the fight, you see is their boss, and it just gets into this whole plan.
Boss. Okay, that's not what I heard. But continue.
It gets into this whole plan of you having to kidnap the princess.
Okay. And understand my reaction, my facial expressions, because I'm not a Final Fantasy person. So I was just like, wait a minute. I thought you were supposed to be the hero. Why are you abducting people?
Apparently, you were playing as a thief. So that was something.
Damn, I missed. Okay, anyway, good.
But it just gets crazy. It starts introducing you to these wacky characters. You switch from playing with him to this other guy named Vivi, who ended up being my favorite character in the game because I just related with him so much.
Right.
I was a sad kid. But then it just switches to you playing with another character, and they all just meet up and get into this situation where now they're trying to save the princess. And
Right.
it was a lot of twists and turns in the game.
So
That reminded me of a fantasy books that I used to read. So I just got so into it.
So they went from abducting the princess to saving the princess?
Yes.
The,
She wanted to be kidnapped, by the way, just letting you know.
oh,
Spoilers.
she's into that.
Sorry, spoilers.
Got you. So she's into that kind of stuff. Cool beans. I'm not sure if she's doing too well mentally, but she's good.
No, she was doing it to get away from her mom.
Oh, she's got
So her
mommy. See, the
uncle-
first thing that popped in my
yeah.
head, she has daddy issues. Now we find out it's mommy issues, but good.
Yeah, pretty much. If you seen the mom, you would know.
Want to be kidnapped too?
Just saying.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what got me into like gaming. That game was so amazing. It had so much stuff in it to do, so many side quests. The first RPG game I've ever played is what got me in there. I am such a big fan of Final Fantasy in general. We're not going to talk about 13. But
I mean, we've got time.
but it solidified my experiences with gaming and RPGs in general. I just couldn't stop playing after that. I think I played that game over 3 times after I beat it because I just wanted to get back into the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think so my first experience with gaming naturally had to be like Super Mario or something like that. And I remember playing with my sisters, and they would don't laugh, it's sad. I remember playing with them, and they would always like bet on different things, and I was little. I don't know how old I was tiny, and they would always bet on stuff. And they would be like, say like anything like playing like card games or something like that to playing the video games and see who could do what. And I was little, and I liked to like hoard my little bit of pocket change that I had because like, oh, I got money, yay! And then they bet me one day, hey, you're gonna play with the big kids. Okay, cool. What are we gonna do? You're gonna play with us. You know how we bet? Yeah. Okay, I get to bet. Sweet. You're gonna play this game. You're gonna beat this board. If you don't beat the board, we'll keep your quarter. Okay, sure, that's fine. What happens? I lose. Oh, that sucks. They take my quarter. Oh, that sucks. Okay, give my quarter back. No. What do you mean no? Give me my quarter back. Okay, the game's over now. Give me my quarter back. No. To this day, many years later, I still hold that grudge because she stole my quarter. Like weeks, like it would not be a week where I did not say she
won that quarter.
She stole my quarter. She stole my quarter because she knew I was young and I was not gonna win. She knew
I don't know.
that.
What do
She
y'all
played
think?
me.
Did she steal it, or did she win it?
It's not even up for debate. It's not even up for debate. I don't need your opinion. What she did was wrong. But anyway, we played the game, and so wasn't like the one that's like, all right, it's cemented. I love games. It was just a fun thing to do that kind of has a very screwed up roadblock there. But then I think, so you know we have Nintendo and everything. And then I think like one Christmas we got Mortal Kombat, naturally. And I'm a little better at it now. Better enough to beat my sisters at it because, you know, I was angry and had a lot of pent-up aggression. So I could beat my sisters in this. Even though most of the time they would still beat me, I could get the upper hand every now and then. And then out of nowhere, my mom, who's never played a game in her life, picks up the joystick because she liked watching the one guy who said, "Get over here!" And she gets on the joystick. Was like, "Hey, Mom, come play with us. This is going to be fun. Mommy's playing with us. Yay!" She trashes all of us. She's never touched a game in her life, and she trashes all of us. And we thought, like, okay, this is wild. Maybe it's because, you know, it's Mom, and we're kind of intimidated that it's Mom. But then our friends would come over, and she'd come home from work and get on the joystick and pick the one character, and she would just spam, "Get over here, get over here, get over here," and trash every kid in the house. Doesn't matter who it was. Even a little kid down the street.
Queen of spam.
The queen of spam. Before spam was spam. She would spam. Get over here. Like, even a little boy down the street who was like one of our friends, but he would always come over to the house every time he knew my mom was like making cornbread. "Miss Cindy, you making cornbread? You live down the street, bro. How'd you smell it?" But anyway, so, but, so yeah, like she would trash us all in Mortal Kombat to the point where it's like, all right, we'll only play when Mom's at work because we don't want to feel bad. So, So it's like, all right, cool. And then I started loving like anything like that. And it took a while for me to get a system of my own. And this was we're talking years because I always had to share with my older sisters. Side note, I'm the youngest, so I was always getting dumped on. But then I finally got my own. We don't need you to laugh there, sir. It's not okay. But so I was always getting dumped on. So, you know, we had like the Super Mario, we would all play games together, and that was fun, bonding time, brothers and sisters. Mortal Kombat, letting out some aggression, killing people, decapitating, you know, healthy stuff.
Yeah, very healthy.
And then years later, I finally got my own system. What was your first system?
My first system was an N64.
Damn, I suck. So we ain't had that much money. My first system by myself, was a PS2. Many years later. And actually, before I even get to the PS2, because that's not the one that really got me suckered into it. The first game that really got me suckered into it was probably Spider-Man on PlayStation. I would get up like 2 o'clock in the morning, go back downstairs, play the game until the adults started waking up. And it's like, yo, get in the shower. It's almost time for school. I said, I just want to play a little more. It's like, no, get in the shower. Because, damn, you stink. I'm like, all right, that sucks. So I had to get in the shower. And I don't know how old I was, but didn't feel like getting in the shower. But I got in the shower, went to school, came back. I would drop my bag at the door. I had a uniform on, so that was probably left at the door too. And then I go straight in the living room.
Just come in.
T-shirt. It's not a game. It's not a game. It's dead serious. I would strip at the door, drop my bag, strip at the door. We're talking T-shirt, socks, and drawers. That's it. Sitting in the living room in a chair in front of the TV, playing someone else's PlayStation at the time before his kids even got home.
Oh my gosh.
Before his kids even got home, I was half-ass naked, sitting in the room, playing Spider-Man. And I tell you, like, I beat this game before he did. This was this man's game, and I bogarted it. I did not let him on it. I did not let his kids on it. I finished this game. Like, I was hooked. I could not stop playing this game. It was Spider-Man. And I got to swing like I was Spider-Man. And there was all the quips and like all the bells and whistles. And it was awesome until like the end where it got really scary because I thought I was going to die. When, well, you know, like when he's
Carnage?
chasing, when he's chasing
Carnage,
you, yes, like that was like the first time, that was the first time.
Yo.
I was just like dead into a game and I was like, oh my God, I think I might die. And so many times I died. Because I couldn't figure out, like once you turn the corner, the whole thing just kind of switched a little bit. And then like for whatever reason, I could not work the mechanic to get me to keep swinging once I turned the corner. So every time I turned the corner, I would just drop to the ground for like a couple seconds, run, and then have to jump back into the air. And then he would just get real close. And like the little bead of sweat would come down, like the little boogie would just start like, oh my God, I think I'm about to like, you know, like the little snot bubble. Because like I really thought it was going to be bad because I thought, yo, I'm Spider-Man. This ain't supposed to happen to me. And yeah. So yeah, that was like the first game, and I've had games in between that, but that was like the first game that was like, yo, I love this world right here, and nothing is gonna take me from that. To the point where like even like my dad and his friend would just be like, "Where's Mark at? Oh, we know where he's at."
That's pretty much how my dad was with me.
He's in the living room.
Because this one game, even though like I only played games when I would go over my dad's house, but he had mostly fighting games.
Yep.
So I had this game, Bloody Roar, and I would play that every time I was over there. They had a Dreamcast and Sonic was on it, but I would play Sonic, and I did like Sonic, but I would always go back to Bloody Roar.
Of course. Because you were twisted.
Because it was a ninja in there. That's why.
Because you were twisted.
It was like Bucky Ryu. You could turn into a mole, like a were-mole. You had a werewolf, a were-mole, a were-lion, a were-bat.
A were-bat.
Very seductive were-bat, like were-bat. Just saying.
What game are we talking about again? Bloody Roar?
Yeah.
Okay, because like as soon as you said were-bat, like a seductive bat, I just instantly went back to Sonic and I forget her
Not
name.
Roach.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Wait a minute.
Rouge.
It was Rouge. I'm like, oh wait, we went back to Sonic. I didn't realize that was one of your favorites. I'm not gonna
Sonic
fault you.
Adventure 1 and 2. Okay, yeah, because I did like Shadow when it first came out. After that, Sonic games, but
you know what? No, we're not gonna dump on Sonic because I have hope. Like there's potential there. They just can't get the right people on the team to really bring Sonic to what he needs to be.
Maybe we'll see. Going back, the games that we played together.
Oh,
Dragon Age, Dragon's Dogma. We like games with dragon in it, apparently.
a little nerdy. Shut up. Mind your business.
But we were really, really into those games. Part 2, I can say that was better than Part 3, but I still like Part 3. I know some people don't, but Part 3 was still good lore-wise. Lore-wise, it was good.
See, I don't really get into like the whole minutia of like, oh, what's good, what's bad, what's bad. If I enjoyed the game, I don't really care what the critics are saying about it or what anybody else is saying about it. I had a good time playing it, and the story worked for me in the moment, and I got invested in the moment. So like, if you're telling me like, oh, okay, well, this wasn't good because of X, Y, and Z, all I remember is I had a good ass time playing it, and I'm gonna say that like it was a good game because I enjoyed playing it.
I will say I need to start like breaking away and doing something different in those games though. Because I think we played over Dragon Age 2 several times.
Oh yeah.
And every time, no matter what, I pick a mage. I just sympathize with the mage's whole story of being stuck in a circle. But I would never really change what I really did.
Right.
I will always, Part 2, I'll always end up with Meryl.
The only thing that you changed about the way you play that game is the way you created the appearance of your character.
Yeah, just about.
That was the only thing.
But in reality, that was the actual game.
Oh, that was the
character
whole game.
Creation.
That was the whole game.
That if any of you are like any real person, then you take about 5 hours to make your character, right?
Character creation is the game. The lore, the plot, everything else after character creation is just to keep you there, just to say, hey, you did something that day with your life, outside of creating this insanely magnificent character who can do whatever you want him to do.
I mean,
what he did after I created him, I don't know. But that was my baby, and I put him into the world, or her, whatever you decided to make that day. Sometimes it was guys, sometimes it's girls, sometimes it's both. Maybe I wanted twins. You never know. But they had their own life. I created them, I birthed them, I pushed them out, and I turned the TV off. They had their life when the screen was black. That was their time.
basically what you can say about your pawn.
No. I'm not gonna get into the pawn because that's too far down the road.
Is
we're
it?
talking. Well, no. Because we're talking about what got you like sucked into just flat out gaming. It's like, all right, you're just gonna
okay.
play. So I'm not gonna get into it. We'll talk about that one day because baby girl has some issues. She has some issues.
We'll make a video on Dragon's Dogma later because there's a funny story behind it. Or we might talk about it at the end of this video, maybe.
That I'm still bitter about, actually. There's a couple stories about it that I am very bitter about when it comes to that game. And it's not about, the designers did this or the creators should have done this. No, it's just what happened to me in that game that haunt me to this day.
Here's a hint.
And no.
He will never go near a dog. Ever.
Let's just say that game has cost me many hours on the couch. So much money spent in therapy because of that game, and I'm not doing well. So we're going to go back to talking about what made us love gaming, because certain aspects of that game... Anywho,
Oh, man. Yeah, RPGs would be my thing. I do dabble in the fighting games because I do like Mortal Kombat. I sometimes will play a racing car game, but for the most part, it's always back to RPGs. Like I'm about
to say, let's be real. When was the last time they made a really good racing car game?
I mean, some people still like it.
Did we talk to those people? I mean, jugheads, but so for me, the start was like probably just because I was a kid, always bottling in feelings and something. So I just needed something that was an outlet, and it was always like, hey, let's play something I can button mash and beat stuff up with, just because like, hey, it's cool. So like you go back to like the arcade games, like the Simpson arcade game. I love that, especially playing Marge because she would beat people in the head with a vacuum cleaner. Bet we're doing good that day. Or I would go to, and again, like my household was a Marvel household, so it would be the just, even though it was a lot like the Simpsons arcade game, and I don't care what anybody says, the old school X-Men arcade game.
The one at Chuck E. Cheese?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I would play that.
Sir.
You got no tickets for that game, but I would play it all the time.
Did not care. And that was, again, it was awesome. I get to be Wolverine. I get to slash through stuff. I get to be Storm and scream Typhoon. But
Nightcrawler for me. It was always Nightcrawler.
See, I was Wolverine and X-Men. I mean, I was a Wolverine and Storm household. And that's probably Miles' fault because she loved X-Men. We were not a Batman household because if she had to choose between X-Men and Batman got the boot every time. Probably gonna get a lot of hate from that one. Don't really care. Don't need your opinion. But Marvel all day.
Storm, I'm a Nightcrawler fan.
Oh, I love me some Nightcrawler as an adult now that I can think about it. I mean, Storm is still my day one. Love her. She's killing it on a Rocco. But yeah, so anyway, back to that. And then it would like go from there, like anything Marvel. So when I finally got my own system, which was the PS2, even though I think I got a PS1 game for my PS2, no comment. It was X-Men's, I think it was X-Men Next Dimension, where they were just like having like, it was a storyline to it, but again, I was a kid and didn't really care. I just wanted to beat everything up. So
it's like the Marvel Alliance games now, except
sort of, but like they were just like fighting through it, like so it would just be like a, you know, you got your two characters on the screen, you got your health bars and everything and your power stuff, and you just have these characters come and they clash and they fight and go through all like the different areas of the X-Men Marvel universe. So you'd be in the Danger Room, you'd be like on the X-Mansion, like in that little
So it was a fighting game.
Oh, it was definitely a fighting game. It was definitely. It wasn't. You're not traveling or traversing through areas and stages and doing all that stuff. No, you're fighting. Like you're picking this character. You're knuckling up. You're picking rogue. You're running up. You're kissing somebody. You're throwing them away like they were trash. It was crazy. But and then like she was still adopted. Whoever she lip locked, whoever she sucked face with, she did take your powers and you were capable of fully using them. It was awesome. It's probably one of the best renderings of that skill that I've seen. And of course, Storm had this whole crazy move that would always crash my system every time, no matter what I did. Oh my god, to this day. It didn't matter what it was. It was Storm and Phoenix. They both had a move that looked very similar to each other. Took a lot of energy, did a lot of damage to your system. And if you did them both at the same time, no matter what you did, your screen would freeze. The whole game would crash no matter what it was.
And to be honest,
oh, we did test that theory. That's right.
So we thought it was like, I don't know if this is a developer thing or anything. If y'all have Marvel Ultimate Alliance and have Phoenix and Storm unlocked, please try this. But
crash your system for us.
I thought it was just a joke. So I'm like, all right, we're going to do it now. Mm-hmm. We played Marvel Alliance together. We had Phoenix unlocked. We had Storm unlocked, obviously. Mm-hmm. So we decided, let's use their powers at the same time. The second we used it, the game froze.
Doesn't matter what game they're in. Next Dimension was
X-Men Legends, Ultimate Alliance.
Oh my god, X-Men Legends.
And it was Ultimate Alliance 2. That's PlayStation 3.
Ultimate Alliance 2, I believe, was the first one that didn't do it right off the bat. But the second time we did it, it would crash no matter what. But anyway, getting off topic. But so yeah, like I got my little rinky-dink PlayStation 1 game for my PlayStation 2 system all by myself. And again, I was up 24 hours a day, no sleep. I was like, I don't know, 13 with wrinkles and bags and crow's feet because I didn't sleep. I was playing X-Men nonstop. I must have beat this game like 8 times before the end of the school year and did not care. I was still getting my homework done. It wasn't a priority because, X-Men. But I was getting my work done. When I got home, again, just like Spider-Man, bag at the door, uniform at the door, shoes at the door, back in my room, t-shirt, socks, drawers, X-Men. That was my life.
I can definitely be on the same page with you on that in terms of me playing Final Fantasy when I came on 10 came out. I'll do the same thing, and I really wanted to 100% that game. I would come home and do the same thing. That would be the first thing I did. My mom would have to make me do my homework first.
What even is that?
But I had to get every ultimate weapon. I had to get everything unlocked. My characters had to be decked out before I got to the end of the game.
Right. And see, that was another thing. Because I told you, like, my mom was a Marvel fan. So it didn't, like, it mattered. But if I'm coming back, and they have, like, factoids in the game and stuff that you can unlock and more characters you can learn about. So, like, she would start yelling at me, like, oh, you know, you gotta get your work done. Like, it's too late for you to be up there. And then I just, like, give her with the okie doke, like, oh, well, did you know this happened in the X-Men? And do you know who Bastion is, Mom? And, like, oh, my God, he's ridiculous. And then she'd, like, be invested in the story because she wants to know who Bastion is. So, it's like, yeah, I got, like, another hour or so out of it because, like, she was really satisfied with the story. And she'd walk out the room, and then, like, an hour later, she realized, hold up, go to sleep. So
when I used to sneak to get on the game, because my mom would keep it was never in my room, it was always in the living room, and I would wait till everybody was asleep, wake up, sneak down. It didn't even matter if I had to go to school the next day. I didn't care. I was going to finish the game I was playing, because you gave me a PS2 and gave me, I got so involved in these games with stories that I needed to get to the end. I needed to see what happened to this character. I needed to see what happened to that character. You were not going to keep me from that.
Yep.
And I would get in trouble all the time.
So can we talk about sneaking, like, in the middle of the night to play the games? Because, like, I would play the game and I would, like, it was in my room, but I had to be sneaky about playing this game. So I would turn the game on and I would turn it down, like, the volume down real low, and I would sit real close to the TV. I am pretty sure, like, my hearing and my sight is severely damaged now because of that. Like, I'm like, all right, yo, I think I'm starting, like, possibly might need glasses now. I'm like, yo, I'm not hearing as sharp as I used to. And I think it's because, like, when I was little, I would be, like, 2 inches from the TV just trying to get his mic. First off, 2 inches from the TV, trying to see the entire screen. It does not work. It does not work. Nick, you can't see that screen, and it doesn't matter because you know if, like, you back up a little bit, they might hear, like, the floorboard creak or something like that, or if you turn the volume up, somebody's gonna hear it down the hallway, so you can't really do it. So you're pressed up against the screen to see the TV. Then you got your ear pressed against the little speaker because you're trying to hear it, and then all that sound is just, like, shooting right in your ear, and I'm like, yo, my head hurt, but I'm gonna beat this level.
Just sitting there, just like,
yo, for real.
I got this. I got this.
It is not healthy. But what happened? I got it.
Look, I was like, I was just so into it so much that I would forget what time it was too.
What is time?
It'd be point.
What is time?
It's an imaginary concept.
I mean, she's trying to keep you in check, but you don't need
imagination.
Imagination.
But, like, I couldn't stop playing. Y'all, she started me on this thing. I blame her for getting me
It's
that Final
always the
Fantasy
mama's
game.
fault.
Because right now, I am so into Final Fantasy. I've been playing Final Fantasy 14 for 10 years. I've been to a fan fest. Gaius is on my shirt.
Come
if
on,
you played this game, you know.
Come through, guys. I have no idea who that is, but it's all good. I believe your fandom. But you know what just hit me? Like, so another thing that just, like, made me realize, like, yo, this is really cemented that I'm into games. I remember one time, like, my dad was driving me to GameStop. He had, like, an old beat up truck, and we were driving there, and his truck broke down while we were on the way to GameStop. And he pulled off to the side, and he was trying to get it started, and it wouldn't start. And he had to call somebody to come get him. I'm like, yo, come on, we gotta go. The GameStop is about to close. I gotta get there before it closes. So he's still trying to get somebody to come and get the car. I hop out the car, leave him there with that broke down car. And power walk to GameStop. But I made it to GameStop. And I got whatever. I don't even remember the game I was going there for. But nothing was going to stop me from getting to GameStop. I was going to GameStop. And then I went to GameStop. And then I think, I don't even think I went back to his car. I think I just got on the bus and went home. After I went to GameStop, I completely ditched him. And then, like, the next day, I had to have, like, a sit down with my mom. Apparently, Pops was not too appreciative and did not feel appreciated for the ride that he gave me to GameStop. But technically, he did not complete the ride, so he didn't really do what he was supposed to be doing. Like, mission failed, Pops. I had to do it on my own.
Whose fault is that one?
You got me almost there. But we knew what we were out here to do, and what we were out here to do was get me to GameStop, not wait for your friend or whoever to come fix the truck so that we could potentially get to game. By the time he got there, GameStop would be closed. And I needed to get there for whatever reason. I do not remember today. I had to get whatever I had to get. Apparently it wasn't too special because I don't remember what it was. But it was special at the time. And at my teenage mind, that was the only thing that was on there. And he knew he was coming, like he was dropping me off at GameStop. So I would think that he would want me to make it to GameStop. Right? So that's why I went
about his car than anything
So that's
else.
why I went to GameStop. For the sake of us.
That reminds me of like just in terms of paying for the games, because from what I remember, my mom has only bought me 2 games for PlayStation. Mm-hmm. I've only gotten 2 games from another person for my PS2 when I had it. All I do is remember all the games that I had and all the games that my friend had. Mm-hmm. We would pull those together sometimes, go trade them in, and we both would just share the game that we traded in for.
Of course.
We would do that all the time. And I don't know to this day how we afforded all the games that we got. Because trade-in, it was so many. We got the whole .hack series. We got .hack GU. We got other Final Fantasies. We got Metal Gear. Like, the list goes on. And somehow, because GameStop don't give you a lot for trade-ins.
God, no.
However, I played almost from 6 and up, every Final Fantasy. I played all the .hack games. I've played some BMX games, Gran Turismo, and I still don't know how we pulled together enough money to keep rotating through those games. Because I always had a new game to play. Almost every 2 weeks we would have a new game to play. It was...
No, you know what? And I wasn't even I guess another game series I could say got me into gaming. And again, I wasn't even one playing it because I was too young to play it. But it was my my older sisters, their friends. So whenever I would go over their male friends' houses, they were always playing Resident Evil or Resident Evil. What's the other one? Silent Hill, and the other one whose name I can't remember is the one with you only have the camera.
Oh, Fatal Frame.
Yes, Fatal Frame. Fatal Frame freaked me
out. But when I first played that, I was scared.
So whenever I would go over, because they were family friends. So whenever I would go over their house, it was always me, too little to be playing games and to be exposed to this stuff. My cousin, same age, and these teenage boys who were playing all these games with all the lights turned off and the doors locked. We can't leave. When I tell you, Fatal Frame scared the hell out of me. I just wanted to go home so bad. But the adults were out and the boys were watching the kids. So we're just alright, we're stuck here and they won't let us leave. They're playing Fatal Frame, Silent Hill, Resident Evil, all these terrifying games with all these jump scares and all the shadowing, the foreshadowing, the shadowing, the little itty bitty noises in the background for no freaking reason, the howling, the crying, the calling, all of it worked too well. But I didn't want to watch it at the time. But after I would leave, it would still be on my mind. I'm yo, I want to play it, but I'm too scared to play it. And I don't want to play it in front of them because they're bigger kids. And if I get scared, they're going to make fun of me and possibly punch me. So I'm not going to do it. And I remember to this day, I forget exactly what game it was, but I remember laying on the couch while they're playing this game and forcing myself to go to sleep because I was terrified. But I think that, I guess it was kind of torture somehow, and it kind of warped my mind because later on I was all about horror games.
Yeah.
All about horror games for maybe 4 or 5 years straight. I was I should play horror games, scary games, and it came out of nowhere because this was years after that, and I guess the trauma just came back up and it snapped in my head. I want to play some horror stuff, and I only want to play horror stuff. So yeah. That little mind bend. Yeah, let's just call it what it is. It was Stockholm Syndrome. That forced Stockholm Syndrome kind of made me into a gamer and just made me want to keep being a gamer even when I didn't want to be involved in gaming.
But same question to you guys. What was the game that got you into gaming? The first games? Comment down below. Let me know. I will read all of them. I would definitely love to know.
I am curious to see how many Newgrounds, but go ahead. I'm dying to see how many people say something from Newgrounds.
Stick death, stick death, stick
Love
death.
y'all.
If you don't comment stick death, you gotta do something about that. But thank you for watching. Click the bell button, the comment button, subscribe, all that good stuff helps me out. Thank you. Y'all have a great day.
Comment, like, subscribe. Let's go. Like the little boogie, we just started like, oh my god, I think I'm about to like the little snot bubble.